Today, we will talk about the disturbing side of Airbnb. Although we're not trying to scare you, we've scoured the internet to collect some of the most utterly disastrous Airbnb horror stories of the last few years. Hopefully, you'll breathe a sigh of relief reading these tales, knowing that it's highly unlikely it'll happen to you. And remember, if you want to reduce the risks to a minimum, setting up some house rules beforehand may save you many headaches afterward. You can download our free Airbnb House Rules template in the form above or at the end of the article. Without further ado, here are some of the worst Airbnb anecdotes we could find. 1. The flat that became a pop-up brothel. In a time-old tale of trusting your gut instincts, Colin found out the hard way that an Airbnb guest who wanted to pay cash, rather than through the website's secure system, should have been a red flag from the beginning. A quick Google of the guests' names led Colin to discover they were actually high-profile escorts who had been using the property with their clients. Upon arrival, he found empty wine and Prosecco bottles, along with used condoms and wrappers overflowing out of the bin. He suspects the escorts made a grand total of more than £5,000 during their two-night stay in his £85 night rental. 2. The should-have-known New Year's disaster. When Ricky Campbell booked Christina McQuillian's London apartment for New Year's celebrations, the host didn't think twice before accepting. A few hours and a few £1,000s worth of damage later, neighbors called McQuillian to warn her of a 100-strong party that was happening at her London home. As well as leaving a stench of cannabis behind, the partygoers also managed to rip floorboards and pull a television off the wall. 3. The Airbnb apartment turned junkie den. In Sydney, host Holly rented out her apartment for 10 days, hoping the money she earned would help pay off some credit card debt. After checkout, Holly went home to check on her property and do a bit of cleaning. That's when she found out the guest had lied about the purpose of her visit. As well as finding drug paraphernalia, drugs, and other unidentifiable substances strewn across the apartment, Holly's home had been completely ransacked with valuable items stolen, expensive rugs used as ashtrays, and the only towels left behind were blood-soaked. The guest and her visitors caused more than $10,000 odd worth of damage in total. 4. The Airbnb Experience gone wrong. Airbnb recently introduced the music experiences concept, with the idea of bringing people together for intimate, exclusive gigs. It did not, however, expect tourists to take advantage of this and hold all-night raves in locals' apartments. The party in question was fully equipped with a professional sound system and even a bouncer to approve tickets, squeezing an apparent 200 or so people into a one-bedroom apartment and partying until 6 a.m. All while the Airbnb host was away in Vietnam and couldn't do anything to help. 5. The Airbnb guests that refused to leave the apartment. Corey Chkoval rented her vacation rental apartment in Palm Springs to two brothers for 6 weeks. The booking process went smoothly and everything seemed normal. However, they refused to check out. They cited California's tenant rights, which makes it difficult to evict guest tenants after 30 days without having to pay a relocation fee. Fortunately, the Passionin brothers left quietly in the night after 2 months, without any damages, thanks to a firestorm of publicity and the help of a couple of lawyers. Airbnb offered to pick up the legal fees. 6. Getting a bad review from a guest that never stayed at the vacation rental. A woman with 5-star reviews on Airbnb booked a vacation rental for the Modaji weekend. The owner had instant booking activated on her account, so she was automatically accepted. The problem is that she never stayed at her property. Her fiancé and guy friends trashed her house and left bags of trash and food everywhere. They even stole bottles of liquor that were hidden around the house. The woman who booked never complained while her fiancé and friends were trashing the house, but after they checked out, she left a nasty review about her and her rental. 7. The Hangover movie set. Looking to make a few dollars during the Ryder Cup, Heather Harnell decided to rent her condo using Airbnb. Her first ever guests. They left her apartment, making the Hangover movie set look tame. As well as reports of there having been around 60 people in the apartment, the host found cigarette burns throughout the bedrooms and living room. Trash tossed everywhere. The TV had been stolen. And just about everything else was broken or gone. Total damage price tag? a whopping $14,000. 8. The smell of death. Owners who rented out their cabin to 5 young adults came back to a disgusting smell of death. The only thing they found to explain the special smell was 6 dead deer underneath the house. 9. The hosts who would have preferred their house had burned down. As many of these stories go, people who throw parties in Airbnbs do this for a reason. They don't want to ruin their own homes, which is, unfortunately, exactly what happened to Star and Mark King's Calgary home when they rented it on Airbnb. Police said they'd never seen a house which had been trashed so badly, and the owners themselves wished the house had burned down. Rather than the total destruction that took place, food everywhere, occupants had urinated everywhere, and furniture such as sofas and tables were completely broken beyond repair. Police described the episode as a drug-induced orgy, and an estimated $50, $75,000 worth of damage was caused. 10. The house that actually burned down. While most of these tales come from host points of view, an equally horrifying Airbnb story comes from a former employee who shared their experience on Reddit. I used to work customer service for Airbnb. One night at around 4 a.m., I got a call from a guest saying that the place they rented was burning down. 20 minutes later, I got a call from a host saying that a guest had burned their place down. It wasn't really my job to figure out who was at fault, or even what actually happened, but one thing was certain: that place did burn down. Note to any guests reading: Airbnb customer help is not the fire department. Always call the emergency services before anyone else if the rental you are staying in starts to burn down. 11. Guest busts through the window after a double booking mishap. Sometimes guests take matters into their own hands when they're unsatisfied with the situation. We want our guests to feel at home, but only to a certain extent. Climbing through the window to enter the property? Well, yeah, that's probably past the line. This happened to one host who accidentally double-booked his property. When the door was locked, despite having a reservation, the guest climbed through the window to enter the home only to find another guest already enjoying the stay. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.